Greetings and welcome to the Force4Good podcast. I'm Dennis Brooks, Senior Superintendent of Police at the Constabulary Communication Network. When you hear the word cadet, you might just picture drills and uniforms and discipline. But what if we combined that paramilitary structure with academics, vocational training, and holistic mentorship? Today, we're going to be looking at how the JCF is actively shaping the next generation of Jamaican men. Joining me to discuss the Academy's mission, its impressive results coming out of this year's CSEC and CAPE exams, and how it's turning potential into purpose, is the principal of the JCF Cadet Academy, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Tanisha Johnson. DSP Johnson, welcome.
Thanks for having me, SSP Brooks.
Let's go back to 2021. It was the birth of the JCF Cadet Academy. And for you as a woman in the force, you must have felt like there were so many factors of your history coming together for such a time. Tell us what it was like at that time.
Right, so in 2021, when we started, through my involvement in the Safe Schools program, was a National Safe Schools coordinator, and of course, interacting with the children on a daily basis, I found that most of the challenges that were happening when you looked at the persons involved, young boys, and not only from my perspective, but other school resource officers, when those reports come in, it's always about the boys outnumbering the girls in terms of truancy and so on. And so as a force, or senior managers at the time, we decided that something must be done in terms of having a better structure to have these boys in an area, even though it's a boarding school, where we can have that direct concentration. So whilst we're in the schools and we're doing quite a lot in terms of initiatives, but pulling everything together and having this direct focus would yield us even better results. And so through consultations and deliberations, the birth of the JCF Cadet Academy.
Was there ever any view expressed that this is not a policing function? We are not educators, because the JCF Cadet Academy is very much a social intervention.
Yes, it is. So you'll have the naysayers sometimes, and sometimes it's good to get feedback.
Yes.
So they'll say, why are police officers teaching students? Why do we have a high school? And we're saying to them, we are not just police officers. We're mothers, we're mentors, we're educators. We're the ones on the ground in the schools, again, through our school resource officers program, through our police youth club movement. So we have that direct one-on-one contact. We know where the gaps need to be plugged. And so what better persons to roll out this initiative? And we have trained police officers, trained teachers who are involved. So it's not only from a police perspective, but we do have some of our teachers and our stakeholders who are civilians. And we have trained teachers who are police officers too.
So tell me then, because you and the officers who work at the Cadet Academy, based off of what you described, you will view education differently. Because again, you see the gaps that need to be plugged. How has the years and wealth of experience that we've acquired through community safety and security, safe schools programs, caused us to tweak the Cadet Academy's modality differently?
All right, so as an example, when you work with the youngsters, both girls and boys know, but when you go in a high school and you have an anger management workshop, and when you have that privacy to talk to that male student to say, what are the challenges that you are facing? Don't tell me because I'm a police officer, but see me as a mother figure, as a father figure. What are the real challenges you're facing? And so they will tell us, and in turn we'll say to them, what do you think would better the challenges that you're having? And they'll open up to us. And oftentimes, SSP books in the schools, the students will tell us, as the police, as their mentors, as their motivators, things that they will not tell a school principal, things that they will not tell their parents. And so we're the ones who sometimes have to convey the different messages. And so from our standpoint, we're saying if we know all of this, we are the ones interacting with them on the ground. We're the ones going in the communities from a community perspective, hearing the cries, seeing the cries of the parents and the children. And so it brought us to a point to say that we are highly respected. We are highly respected as police officers. And so if we're the ones to really channel that intervention, to talk to these youngsters as an example about their identity, because we know sometimes we have that crisis,
Yes.
to talk to them about your purpose. What do you want out of life? What kind of attitude do you need to survive? Not only in Jamaica, but everywhere. What kind of destiny do you want as a young man, as a young woman too? And also the conversation will always be respect. So identity, purpose, attitude, your destination is as if you're taking them vividly on a trip. And so sometimes people might not know that the same police officers who they think that these children are afraid of, they're not. Think about Career Day. That alone is an indication that we're in the right step having this JCF Cadet Academy.
You know, it's encouraging to hear this because so many times the literature, the academic literature has shown us that boys learn differently than girls, and that some of the boys are often left behind in the teaching learning process. But it's good to see that the boys who you have are doing well. They're not just surviving, they're thriving at the Cadet Academy since you've had them.
They're doing exceptionally well, and oftentimes we'll have conversations, my staff members and I, and we're saying, when you get a youngster, 17 years old, so you finish the normal high school, the traditional high school, no CSEC as an example, and when you have maybe under a year to prepare this youngster, one of the first things that we seek to do is to have dialogue. That's very important, to find out from the student, tell us what happened, why you left school without one subject. And they said, Miss, one student told me, Miss, I fell asleep in the exam. And I said, what, you did? Miss said, yes, Miss, nobody woke me up. So things as simple as that. And so immediately we knew exactly, because it was very brilliant. Sometimes all it takes, SSP books, is a change of environment for these youngsters. And at the Cadet Academy, we're thriving because, first and foremost, we have educators, we have our teachers, but love is central to what we do. Every single lesson taught, every message, every mistake that that young man makes is never with any, oh, I'm going to punish you. We don't even use that word. We talk about corrective measures and that love, giving them a hug each day, and something very exceptional that we do. So whilst we have our staff room, the door is always open. They know that they can leave a classroom after asking excuse to come and say, I want to speak to Miss Johnson. I like to speak to Sergeant Wallace. I like to speak to Sergeant Bell. They have that right to politely ask for the teacher to say, I need to have a moment with my principal or my vice principal, and that is not questioned. There's no big, there's no meeting arrangement to say I can't speak to the child until tomorrow. Whatever we do, once there's a problem, the response is immediate. And that is how we get them to study and to be comfortable in the environment. Even though it's boarding, the facility that we create is a home away from home.
So tell me then, in order to do this, it is very demanding in terms of being able to give your all in this kind of a way. What's a current batch complement like, and what's a current staff complement like?
All right, so normally our batch or intake of cadets is at 80. So we're not going to take more than we can manage.
Yes.
Staff complement, you'll have 10 resident facilitators. And we also have our external teachers amounting to about 15. So someone is always on duty. We have our dorm father, we have our dorm mother. And so every single person at the Cadet Academy, we have our administrators, we have our guidance counselors. And we're also blessed with the services of the medical services branch of the JCF. So anything that is a bit too much for us,
Yes.
we advance it based on a need basis.
And how many subjects do you currently offer?
So currently we offer 7 CSEC subjects and 4 CAPE. But we are growing. We're growing. We always seek to advance.
I find this is so impressive. I remember a few years ago, I won't say the school in Spanish Town, but a mother called me and she said, I'm worried about my son and I want to get him out of the high school that he's in. And I think that the JCF Cadet Academy will save him and make him get him subject and make him behave himself. Is that what you tend to hear from persons who are trying to get their child into the Cadet Academy? How does the average person come to approach you?
So normally, even if it's through a phone call, you will hear, Miss, I have a boy that is giving me hell. I have a boy, if you don't come and take him, they'll tell you what will happen to the child. And so we have to respond by saying, calm down, tell me about your child. And they'll explain. And the truth is, sometimes what they see as a challenge is not a challenge for us. And as I said before, the communication is important. But most of the persons coming in, they have reached their peak. Their tolerance level is out of the roof. And they're saying, Miss, take him. You're the police. Take him. And so ever so often we have to have our counseling sessions. Because even we can't accept a child for a particular reason, we never, ever, ever turn away anyone without getting help for them. Never, ever, ever. Referral is important.
Now, I'm going somewhere with this. Help me to understand. The Cadet Academy is a legitimate avenue for a young man who has aspirations of getting into the JCF. Yes? So when you're finished your program of study at the Cadet Academy, it's possible to become a recruit for the JCF, correct? But it's not automatical that you do so.
No, it's not automatic. So upon entry, to both parent and child, will say to them, this is an avenue. And we always say to them, once you enter the gates of the National Police College of Jamaica, that's where the school is based, it is called Opportunity Way. So whether or not you want to join the JCF, which we welcome, or you want to move on to another institution and so on and advance your studies, that's fine by us. But for some reason, once we get those boys, and I believe it's the interaction and the love and the care and a little sternness too.
Yes.
Right? Because you have to do what we call tough love sometimes.
Yes.
But you find that we don't force them. There's no contract that is signed. You don't have to be a police officer. But somehow it seems to be automatic. But just to quickly say, if a child comes there and they don't fit the basic requirement at the end of their tenure, then we're not going to advance into the JCF.
Again, I was going to go there because what's a percentage of students who come to the Cadet Academy and matriculate onto the JCF?
99.9%.
Whoa, okay.
99.9%. I give you a quick example. Our last graduation was June 25th. 35 students graduated. 34 are awaiting the next batch to join the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and 1 will be going to university. And he has said to us, I'm taking the other route, miss. I'm going to university first because my parents want me to, but I'm joining the JCF after.
Look at
so we win.
The mayor no?
Yes.
Help me understand. Because back in the day, you used to have a thing where you used to have some bad picnic, quote unquote, bad picnic, bad boy. Make him go turn soldier, make him go turn police. There was this mentality of let's take the bad ones and send them to be police, which often causes us to have bad police. But you're saying give us the ones that you can manage. You sure that you're reformed but you fix them up and you send them?
The truth is, what we do SSP books, because if you want to look at success, it cannot be measured by just perfection at the first instant. So we have a percentage. So we'll say to them when they call in and they're inquiring, we say we take the best of the best. So when they say, what do you mean? We say we want students who are highly disciplined, maybe just youthful exuberance and so on. Those are the students we're attracting because we want to improve the Jamaica Constabulary Force, whether through customer service and, how it is that our police officers interact. And the knowledge base is also important. However, we still have at least a 2% that we're saying it's not a must that you be a police officer. But if you were suspended twice from high school, let's say for a fight or uniform violation, we want to ensure that we assist those students to come up to par. So every single student, after their tenure, who says, Miss Sir, we want to join the JCF, they are ready to join the JCF.
But you know,
Because
uniform joke.
no, we don't play the uniform joke. You must fit it. So it's not automatic that once you pass your CXCs, you enter the JCF. You must sit the JCF entrance exam too.
Got you.
Your antecedent was done upon entry and it is redone because you go home on weekends. We don't know what you're all there doing. So we redo all of that. So we welcome them to JCF, but I'm satisfied from my standpoint as a principal that the students who we sent to the JCF, amounting to over 175, who are presently in the organization, we're satisfied that we have made the right choice.
Is there a boy who comes to your mind when you think of the word success?
Several, but yes, several. I remember this youngster was brought to the academy to do the entrance test. Passed when he got 80%. And, you know, through the interview process, we said, talk to us about school. And he hung his head down. Miss, I'm not going to school. So we got interested in that. I said, why? Miss, my father and mother, they bring me to the field. They burn coal and they said they don't have it. How long is it that you're not in school? It's about 4 months. And SSP books, we had to take a little break so that the child didn't see the tears coming out. And we looked, I consulted with my team members and I said, but if he got 80%,
And in a school
and
for
not
4
in a
months.
school, just imagine if him come in. That youngster came in, 9 CSEC, 2 CAPEs, joined the JCF, and is now a serving member. I have another one, I won't call the name of the school, but the child was expelled. And so when I spoke to the mother would not leave the academy. She came 2-3 days in a row. And I said, all right, I need to listen to this lady. And she said, I said, what did you do, young man? Said, boy, miss, you just give little trouble. I said, tell me what you did. And he explained himself. And I said, you know what, do you want to come here? Yes, ma'am. I said, all right, here's your opportunity. And I gave him the iPad lesson. Identity, purpose, attitude, destiny. I said, if you want it, it's yours. And he took it. He passed 6 CSEC just now, all ones.
What?
All ones, not a ounce of trouble since being at the Cadet Academy. So if we look and we just write them off, we're talking about children, we're talking about future, we're not dealing with plants. And even plants, you have to nurture them too. But these are real life situations. I'll give you one more quickly. We have a youngster, both parents passed. He ended up in a childcare facility. And through our social media interaction, he came online and he would not leave us. And he explained himself. I was said to him, but we can't take you. You're in state care. I said, miss, my officer, I'll give my officer your number. And I said, Lord, what is this? And as a team, we said, let us try to help him. We had to call CPFSA, get the clearance, and I am happy. He doesn't know mother or father. The young man graduated and is awaiting graduation from the JCF.
Wow, look at that.
So many success stories. There are those who come without a shirt. So they pass everything, SSP, but when they're to come in, it's residential, they don't have
A
single
shirt?
item, a shirt. And so my team members and I, we just dig into our own pockets. We're not rich, but we make it work. I would say, come. And when they get it and they do well, they say, miss, sir, what will we ever do for you? Our thing is to see when you join the JCF, because they'll tell you they want to, ensure that when you meet our external or internal customers, that you return kindness. That's all we want from you.
Brilliant.
So there are many success stories, many stories where a principal told a student, you're not going to come to anything. He passed 12 subjects in the JCF awaiting graduation.
Look at that.
So there
Tell
are
us
many.
then about the performance this academic year. The results just came out
Yes.
at time of recording yesterday.
Yes, Lord.
Tell us a little bit about what you've heard about the performances this year.
So we are over the moon, we're excited, we're elated. And our boys, some of whom parents didn't believe in, some of whom the wider Jamaica didn't believe in, and relatives. So for CAPE passes, CAPE communication studies, 88%. It's the first time that we're doing that. Information technology, 93%. Law Unit 1 and 2. So Unit 1, 84%. Unit 2, 75%. For our CSEC passes, English A, 92%. Human and Social Biology, 98%. Information Technology, 100%. Math, 75%. And it's the best we have done since we have started. Office Administration, 90%. Physical Education and Sports, it's 100%. And Social Studies, 75%,
Look
which
at
is
that.
also an increase
Look
for
at
us.
that. Wow. I mean, a word for your staff. You know, what do you say to them? Because you pull them along, you drive them forward. What do you have to say to them?
I just want to say thank you. They have been exceptional. And so every single day we talk about the human resource being the hallmark of any entity, any organization. Thanks. It's not, I can't find the words. They're very diligent. They're very patient. They're very creative. They show love to these boys. Sometimes you'll see them just aside with a student, counseling their mothers, their fathers, their mentors. I tell the SSP in my team, they don't watch time in terms of coming to work. Sometimes I have to say to them, you should finish. You need to go. But Miss Johnson, or they say to the VP, but Sergeant Bell, so and so happening, and we can't leave now. And I allow them their time. But they're an excellent team. Excellent. And our Dean of Discipline, he keeps everybody on toes. Parents and students.
Look at that.
Parents and students.
A powerful message to your staff. But what about a message to the students?
Just want to say to my students, I'm very proud of you. The JCF Cadet Academy is very proud of you. Always remember that you can do it. Believe in yourselves. Remember your school motto, driven by excellence, determined to be successful. Do remember your identity, your purpose, attitude, destiny, and always be respectful. And of course, we love you at the Cadet Academy. And you're very certain of that. One JCF Cadet Academy. Could I never two?
It's a powerful statement of what we can do if we give people chance, if we offer people some grace. But I'd imagine that there are people who are listening, watching this conversation, and they're saying, this sounds like my child's place to shine. You might be bursting at the seams soon. I mean, are you preparing for a massive influx, or are you going to keep the numbers small?
We want to definitely grow. And after starting in 2021, I believe we are at a junction now where we can expand after, deliberation and so on. So we hope to expand in the very near future.
We look forward to it. Indeed. DSP Johnson, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for shedding light on the incredible work behind the gates of the JCF Cadet Academy. This has been the Force for Good podcast. So until next time, take care.